Alright, hello everyone. Just recently, I made a post on Facebook and I made everyone to understand that being a woman is a blessing, it's not a curse. And that's because when God created you out of the man himself called you a woman. And being called a woman really means that you have responsibilities. There are things that are expected of you, there are things that you are supposed to do or carry out in your day-to-day living to ensure that you live a life in fullest recognition of the fact that you are a woman. And so it's not out of place for us to say that you have been ordained to be a woman. We know you want to be called a lady, you want to be called a fine girl, you want to be called CC and the likes of them. Those names are names that we can give or we can call on just normal days, not having the effect of what God has ordained you to be or to become. And so when you hear anybody saying or calling you a woman, I say this because I've seen or I've heard of several instances where most people refuse the name being called a woman. For instance, you say, oh, you are looking good or you are becoming a woman. Most persons feel it's an insult. They feel you're trying to talk down on them. So they wouldn't want to receive that compliment because they feel, okay, I'm still a young girl, I'm still a lady, I'm not yet married, I don't have children. But when you look at it from the original template, you are a woman. When God ordained you, he ordained you as one who was formed out of the rib of the woman. And when Adam saw you, Adam called you a woman because out of him you were formed. He called you the bone of his bone and then the flesh of his flesh, because you had the abilities to multiply, you had the ability to be fruitful, because without you, the command of God for Adam to be fruitful and multiply wouldn't have been much more possible, because all what Adam would have done was to multiply the things he had in his possessions around him. The trees, the animals, made sure they multiplied, they made sure they were fruitful, made sure they had dominion. But for you, you came into the equation because God wanted you to fulfill that part of the commandment which he had given to Adam. So when it came to those instructions which God gave to Adam, they were not going to be possible if you were not in the equation. And so you came into the equation because God saw you necessary, because he had some if not some, most of the abilities he had put into the man, he put double of them into you, because it was through you that those promises, that those instructions were going to come to pass. So the next time you hear someone calling you a woman, make sure you receive it with your full chest, open it and say, yes, I am a woman, and then receive it to the latter. Don't let anybody talk you down and make you feel like you're still a young girl, you're growing, you're not yet a woman, you have children, you don't yet have children rather. Those things are just things that can just massage your emotions, and not things that can really state who you are. Who you are is whom God has created you to be. Who you are, the things that God has instructed you to do. And that's why being a woman is much more important than just being a normal kind of person who is living a normal kind of life. I hope this blesses you anyway and gives more insight into the post I made. Thank you so much. God bless you.